Hey guys, welcome back to 美国音标. In my last few videos, I shared with you guys my little secret of how to speak English. The reason it's so hard for you and also hard for me to speak English is because we are using the wrong part of the body to speak English. Unlike Chinese, English is not spoken from your mouth here, but instead from your throat and your chest here. So there is a huge difference between these two ways of speaking. Once I discovered this, once I made the transformation from speaking from my mouth to speaking from my throat and my chest, then I really feel comfortable speaking English. So as you can tell from this video that I'm just sitting here right in front of you, just chatting with you guys in really informal kind of ways. I don't have a prepared statement to read from. I don't have anything memorized in my brain. I'm just kind of just talking here. And also, you will notice this video is not edited in any way. It's never cut, never edited. So you probably will say some kind of mistake. That's okay. That's exactly how real people would do when they speak for real. So because when I'm talking here, I also have to then think about what I need to talk about. I need to create contents in my mind, in my brain, and then present it to you guys. So that's how real English should be spoken in a real environment. So just shows you guys how comfortable I am right in front of you guys, talking. So today in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to make the transformation from speaking in your mouth to speaking in your throat and your chest here. Before, we talked about the mental aspect of transformation and also shared with you guys some training techniques. But in this video, we're going to focus on really very specific parts. The mechanical aspect of the speaking, the transformation. So speaking is really just a really simple mechanical movement, right? Just your mechanical movement. Nothing really magical about it. So if we move the right parts of the body, then we should be able to speak English in a really comfortable, natural way. And I know that because my kids, my kids are Chinese, and they speak perfect English. So I know that there is nothing wrong with my body parts. So if I move the right parts of my body, then I can actually speak English in a really comfortable and natural way. So that is kind of comforting to know that you have the right parts of your body. So nothing wrong with your body. So therefore, you will be able to do that eventually. So it's easy. It's mechanical, but on the other hand, we know that it's a mechanical movement. If we don't move the right parts of the body, using the wrong part, of course you're going to produce the wrong kind of incorrect kind of result. So that's very logical and very natural, right? So that's why it's so important to move the right parts of your body. So let's get into this mechanical aspect. So first of all, let's divide the mouth into two parts. From here, we can draw a line all the way down the throat here. So this lower part is called the jaw, which can move easily. And then there's this upper part that's here. That is actually not movable. But internally, you can twist it in such a way to shape the voice. So that's how we speak Chinese. When we speak Chinese, we use a lot of the upper part to shape the voice. That's how Chinese is spoken. But when we speak Chinese, that's perfectly all right. But when we speak English, then you produce kind of funny kind of result. And I never felt comfortable speaking English in that way. That's why I struggled for about 40 years. It took me about 40 years to one day just realize that the way we Chinese speak English is just not right. I don't know why. I just don't know how, but just don't feel it's not right. Then I spent about a year or so just to study my neighbors, my coworkers, my kids, all the native speakers. And then I realized that they speak in a totally different way. You speak from here, so the voice is produced way low and down here, deep inside here. And when we Chinese speak English, we produce the voice here, higher and towards the front. So it took me a year to realize that. Then I was trying to do it. I was trying to speak in the more like the English, the native speakers were speaking, trying to speak from here. But I couldn't do it. So if you don't believe me, try it yourself now. Try to speak from here, just like I do now. I just speak from here. You feel this part is so active, this part, and I couldn't do it. So I struggled really, really hard, experimented with different parts of my body. So it took me about 6 or 7 weeks. And then one day, suddenly, this is just really so sudden, just like I was in the car after I finished playing golf with my Chinese friends. And then I got into the car and then I was trying to speak English, but I couldn't do it. I just felt so uncomfortable. It seems like the mechanical parts in here just kind of not moving in the right way. Each part, all the parts are kind of blocking each other, getting into each other's way. So I just felt so uncomfortable. So I kept pushing and pushing and trying. Eventually, suddenly, I realized that to speak English, I had to keep this upper part of my mouth steady here, not moving those parts, and then I can concentrate on speaking from here. So the key part, the first thing I did was just to try to then stop this part. Don't move any of those upper part of the mouth. And then I just felt so easy to speak English in that way. So then quickly I just make the transformation, and then I spent about 3 or 4 weeks just to keep on trying, practice, and make sure I don't go back to my older way of speaking. So that was my story. But there was a defining moment of stop using this upper part. The moment you stop, then you are forced to speak from the lower part here, and then very quickly you will make the transformation. So imagine it will take you like 6 to 9 weeks, because it took me that time to discover it. But now I'm sharing this information with you guys. I expect you guys to be able to do that faster than I did. So let me show you guys what I mean by speaking from the lower half and stop using the upper part. So now fix this part here. I want you to just speak 2 words here, the upper part. So now don't use this part, just concentrate on using this part here. No, don't use the upper part. I'm intentionally just kind of fixing this part and just using my lower half here. So upper part, upper part, upper part, upper part, upper part, upper part, using your upper part. So I want you to repeat this: upper part, upper part, upper part. In my old way, when my upper part is involved speaking, immediately I got into trouble. Let me show you guys. If I use my upper part to speak, it would sound like this: upper part, upper part. And that was very typical Chinese way of speaking, like party, let's party. But in my old way, I would say party, because I was using the upper part of my mouth to speak. Parking lot, let's go party, park your car in the parking lot and then go party. So I want to repeat this. When you speak in this way, the R comes out very, very naturally. But the moment I stop using this part, the moment I speaking from the upper part, then the R just disappeared, and it's just the voice it just doesn't sound like English anymore. So that is so that I want to experiment with this. And now I want you to do some practice. The first thing I want you to do is just using something really, really simple. It doesn't really matter what you use. It doesn't really matter. I want you to just experiment with this. Let's start with something really, really simple. Okay, first, fix this part. Don't move this part. A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E. So what I want you to do is use this lower part, your mouth and your throat and your chest as actively as possible, but don't use your upper part. You notice like I'm not moving my upper part at all. Those muscles not moving, the bones not moving. So you just keep doing the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Now, if I use my old way, my Chinese way of speaking, A, B, C, D, E, apple part, A, B, C. No, stop that. Fix this part here. Force your lower part to speak. Upper part. You can move your tongue as much as you want. You can move your jaw. That means the lower half. In English, jaw means only the lower half. Okay, never use your upper part of your mouth. So, upper part. Okay, parking lot, party. So let's do this again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. I want you to repeat this 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 1,000,000 times, as many times as you have time to do it. Yes, every day, do this. So that's one of the kind of practice you can do. Next, let's do something simple, okay? You don't need to use any app. You don't need to use any device. Just whenever you have time, just do this. Let's pick something really, really simple. Just some simple English. It's some poem or song for kids. Let's say this is really simple. It's somehow I have that in my mind. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off, bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So watch me very carefully here. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off, bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off, bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." It's all from here. The lower half very, very active. So this, if you don't know, the next one you would know. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Just something really, really simple, and just repeat, and you do it in really silly way. It sounds very, very silly, but that's how you practice using those muscles here. And learn how to stop this part. That's the key. Stop this part, then you're halfway to the success. So, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Like a diamond in the sky. So anyway, you get the point. So just something really, really simple and silly. So next, I want you guys download an English app. It doesn't really matter what kind of app you use. All I want you guys to do is to get some most often used spoken English. So therefore you can repeat those kind of simple sentences like 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. So that's what I want to do. So here is one example. It's my English app. I load this app just for my own practice. So it's going to be one of the best, if not the best, for this purpose. So let me show you guys. Let's go to Apple's App Store to download this. But if you don't have an iPhone, iPad, just download any other English app. Remember, the purpose is just to get some most often used sentences. So let's download this. Okay, I assume you downloaded this, and now let's open the app and just go to the 1,000 most often used sentences there, and you tap recording button, and now you just follow the two teachers, and you just then just follow. Up to some point, when you feel you want to listen to yourself, you tap stop button, and now you get a chance to listen to that. Let me show you guys how I did it. Okay, here is an example.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I am okay.
I am okay. I am okay.
I'm 32.
I'm 32. I'm 32.
I am 32.
I am 32. I am 32.
I'm 5'7".
I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7".
So you do this again. Your purpose is just to make sure to stop this part from speaking and using this part. And those sentences are very, very simple. Therefore, it's easy for you to follow. Remember, your objective is not to learn grammar, not to learn vocabulary, not to learn even 语调 or pronunciation, nothing. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care about your pronunciation. I don't really care about your 语调. It doesn't really matter at all. So what I want you to do is to stop using this part and to activate this part. So therefore, the simpler the sentences, the better. And so here are just some spoken sentences. You just follow. I want you to do this whenever you have, every few minutes you can do that, because you can do really, really quickly, like good morning. It's okay. So just like this, very, very quickly, just try to activate this part and stop this part speaking. So that's one type of training. So now we have two types now. The first type, second type. Then the third type I want to do in this video is just to memorize some really simple English. I don't really care what kind of English you have memorized. Just memorize some. Whatever you have in mind, that's all right. And then whenever you get a chance, just speak those sentences and just make sure you are speaking from here and stop from here. So let me show you something I do all the time. That's because I just happen to memorize those English sentences. So the first one, paragraph, is that, okay, listen. The reason it's so hard for you and for me to speak English is because we are using the wrong part of the body to speak English. Unlike Chinese, English is not spoken with your mouth, but instead with your throat and your chest. So once you correct this problem, in 6 to 9 weeks, you will be able to speak English like I do. I did it. You can do it too. So that's something I just repeated so many times, so I happen to memorize. So whenever I got nothing else to do, I just say that. Just make sure that I'm using this part. I'm not using this part to speak. It's very, very important. Because there you got many sentences, so you have to speak in a way, in a normal way. So it's a little bit different than you following my app there, just speaking a few short sentences. Here you got long sentences, you have to speak in a way, a natural, normal way. So the next paragraph, I just happen to memorize too. If you don't have any other sentences, you can just follow mine. And that's number 2 here. Hey guys, here we are on top of the mountains after 4.5 miles of hiking. The first 3 miles on a dirt road, but the last 1.5 miles on snow. The difficulty of getting up to here was actually trying to stay on the trail because it was all covered by snow. Many times we got lost, not really knowing which way to go. So we kind of just stumbled along here and there. But eventually we reached here. This is the so-called second lake. There are a total of 7 lakes on this trail. As we turn around to the other side of the lake, we can see a trail. Oh, actually just some dirty footprints on the snow leading up to the next lake. But I don't think we can go there now because it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we need to get back down to the parking lot. And that's the trail coming up from the parking lot. And that lady over there is already ready to go down. But I really wish we could push forward up to the next lake. But between that lake and the lady over there, I think I will go with the obvious. So those are the paragraphs I just memorized. So when I got nothing else to do, I just repeat those sentences. Those sentences again and again. It's just a way for me to change my habit of speaking from here. Because for us Chinese, that's kind of a lifetime habit. We have been speaking like that for our entire life. So now we have to change that. So it's very important for you to repeat those sentences again and again all the time until you eventually get used to speaking from here. Stop this part and then activate this part of speaking. So the key message in this video is that try to find a way to stop this part, just can fix this part, and now speaking from here as actively as you could, as powerful as you like to, as much as you want to emphasize those muscles here, your tongue, your muscle, all this part, you can move as much as you want to do. So that is perfectly all right. You do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You speak as actively as you want to, but don't ever use this upper part of your mouth. That is the message for you today. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up. And if also you like this kind of video, please subscribe to my channel. 美国音标. Thank you again. Bye bye for now.